Hi, this is Asha Saxena for Intelligent Luxury. Welcome to the show.
And I'm Julie Faupel, Asha's co-host. Welcome. Welcome right back.
You have to stop making me laugh.
Because I'm funny, Asha.
I know.
That's like that is what I bring to this whole thing.
Oh my God, okay, I know.
You're the brains of the operation, and I am the funny sister.
I know, you really are.
Yeah. When you and I met,
Yes.
we were immediately friends. The more we got to know each other, the more our thinking was so aligned in terms of this being such a pivotal time in both data and technology and everything that you work in, and luxury and kind of lifestyle and everything that is my discipline. We're in Scottsdale, Arizona, and we're in this beautiful facility, and the fact that you came in for an event being hosted by Realm, real estate and technology has not necessarily been something that has gone hand in hand historically, but it's such an act of friendship, and I think what you're seeing is there's so much curiosity around what you're doing and how it is innovating aspects of our lives that we never even anticipated.
Absolutely. But I also have to tell you, the reason I'm doing it because I love you so much. And I think that's what the world needs now. We have AI, we have machines, we have programs, and we have so much data. But what really matters at the end is the relationship. It's the human connection. I'm super excited about this podcast. The audience will enjoy so much because we are going to have fun while doing it.
It's always fun with you, Asha.
Thank you, everyone. And please continue watching because we're going to have guests who come from all around the world and going to talk about luxury in real estate.
We have a lot to look forward to.
Looking forward to it.
Welcome to another episode of Intelligent Luxury. I'm Julie Faupel here in Scottsdale, Arizona for the Realm Global Collective, and I am joined by an incredible colleague, real estate professional, and community builder extraordinaire, Carmen Carr. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Julie. It's my pleasure to be here and have this great opportunity to chat with you.
Well, so, we're talking all about intelligent luxury, Carmen, and you take the two words kind of separately and they mean totally disparate things, very little luxury can probably be classified as intelligent, but when you put them together, one of the things that we've talked a lot about is kind of how the definition of luxury is changing. How are you experiencing that?
So for me, I really embrace the technology of luxury with my clients who invest in a second home, maybe it's even a third home, in an unfamiliar territory. We're exposed to the elements with the snow, the changing weather, and that can have a huge impact on their investment, which is their luxury. Peace of mind is actually the luxury part of owning the home. That's how I see it. And the way I can educate them to earn that peace of mind, to live that peace of mind by implementing the new technology with AI of having these ecosystems, having monitoring, the temperatures, where the driveway, melts the snow, or the heat turns on when they arrive, or they're being notified if there's a water leak in the home, and they can come to the rescue. They can't come to the rescue because they're usually about 4 hours away.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I love what you just said about the luxury of peace of mind, because I think it's something that is a little bit under-celebrated in what we do.
Absolutely.
So that's something that doesn't just come to you overnight, Carmen. How did you develop that ethos, and where did that come from?
It's truly my own experience of having lived in that environment for so long, knowing what can happen if we're not prepared. It's almost like by trial and error. Even when I go and show homes, I tell my clients, look at the pitch of the roof. Look where the snow is going to shed. How does that impact you getting into the house? Those are all the qualities and the expertise that I can share with my clients that nobody can replace. Only a human can really identify that. And that's through, being in the business for a long time, through experience. That's how I gained the knowledge that I'm eagerly sharing with my clients for them to make good investments.
Well, and so, when somebody's on that journey with you, oftentimes, I mean, I love real estate because it's the culmination of something, and when they're investing in a second or a third or a fifth home,
Yep.
it is sometimes you're dealing with them, sometimes you're dealing with their advisor or their family office manager. How have you seen the marketplace kind of changing as we're in the middle of this incredible transition of wealth?
I mean, I really feel like I just sold a home in Olympic Valley. The father was consulting his young adult son who had made some really good investment, who had this money and was looking to invest it. His father was my go-to person to communicate, to advise, to make suggestion to, because the son was really busy. So the father was my go-to person. And that really translated well because the father was really eager for the son to make a good investment. And me coaching them on what is possible. The son really wanted to be close to the ski mountain. He wanted to have ski in, ski out. What does that look like, and how does that impact, the rest of his life, and accessibility as well?
Well, and I think you bring up another really good point. So, I'm taking mental notes, Carmen, from this podcast because I'm like, luxury peace of mind, check. But then also, who is informing the spend, right? That's one of the things that I think sometimes as we are dealing with a principal, sometimes they're not the ones that are necessarily, they might be signing the check.
Yes.
They're not necessarily the ones that are informing kind of the overall transaction.
Absolutely. In this case, it was the father who has built wealth himself and wanted to coach his son making good decisions. But it could be an agency, it could be a family advisor who, it all depends. But usually in that price point, there is an entity that makes suggestions to make good decisions.
And are you seeing that more and more now, kind of just, with whether it's generational wealth or kind of even first gen, what are some of the trends that you're seeing kind of influencing your transactions?
Absolutely. I truly believe that, again, that the younger generations has come to money rather quickly by making some really good decisions.
Yeah.
Right? And now they're leaning on the more mature generations, like, what do I do now? And the mature generation oftentimes has learned through their experiences and makes great suggestions. So that's definitely what I've been experiencing as well, where people are coming to me and say, my father is my, go-to person. My wealth advisor is my go-to person. I'm working with an attorney right now. He's a family office attorney, and he is exploring the market of his clients' wealth and how to best manage it. Should they be selling? They're not using it anymore. Mm-hmm. The home needs maintenance. What is the best decision? Are they investing into the home to rebuild it, or is the better strategy for them to sell it?
Yeah, see, and I think all of those factors come into play. Mm-hmm. And again, it goes back to how do you filter through some of the noise that they're hearing, mm-hmm. and how do you make sure that you're really the voice of reason in that trusted advisory relationship? So, Carmen, when you think about kind of where things are headed, I mean, one of the things that I love about Realm and I love about kind of events like this is that we end up being surrounded by other colleagues that have made a life out of seeing around corners, about mm-hmm. anticipating what's next. Mm-hmm. What mm-hmm. do you think is next in terms of kind of our industry, your destination? I mean, how are you equipping yourself for the future?
I truly believe that the more knowledge we can share with the clients, because again, they want luxury, and luxury is not just the brick and mortar. Luxury is the lifestyle, it's the experience, it's the travel from the hustle and bustle to the relaxation. That's what is luxury, and them sitting on their deck and also having a very eco-sensitive mind as well. How do I impact my surroundings? How does this structure impact my surroundings? I know a house that is currently for sale, and they used all the timber from that property and made the door frames from it. They made the hardwood floors from it. They made the ceilings from it. So I think we need to be aware of wealth, investment into luxury, but also how does it impact our environment. And that peace of mind is also sitting on your back deck, looking out to the forest and feeling like, wow.
It's still going to be here.
Exactly.
Well, and it's so interesting. I mean, we've done a number of these podcasts and we've spoken to a number of your colleagues. And I think, one of the things that hasn't come up a lot is sustainability. But it's something that is really driving. I mean, it is driving a lot of the buying preferences. It's driving a lot of the trends. It's driving costs. I mean, it's expensive to be sustainable.
Yep.
So let's kind of unpack that a little bit more. So with that sensitivity, how does that change how you're marketing a property, or how you might be showing it, or who you're exposing the property to?
So I would really, those would be some key features for me to highlight. For example, if I used a home that all the timber on the property really was repurposed, and it builds that character, and it almost makes you feel like you're living in the forest and you're walking on the tree while and I really feel like marketing to the younger generation that has more of an open mind about sustainability. They grew up with recycling. They grew up with, we need to be more conscientious about our economy or our fuel consumption, about our consumption in general. So I think that is the generation that is really focusing on that and have more of a mindset on like, what impact does that have?
Yeah.
How do I impact? And it comes also with the more, so many more people drive electric cars now due to that, the impact on the environment as well. And there are a lot of younger generations who have multiple electric cars in the family, just because like one maybe takes you to the mountain, the other one is for the city driving.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, and so, I mean, one of the things that I am so struck by with you, Carmen, is that you seem to be a student of everything. Like I see you on the calls and you're so in tune. I mean, you're so knowledgeable about building materials and about trends in design and about have you always been like that? Where do you find room in your brain?
I know. I'm a structural engineer draftsman by trade many moons ago. Yet architecture, nature is really important to me. I mean, I'm an avid hiker. I love where I live. I can just walk out my back door and just go on a hike, go on a mountain bike ride. I want to preserve it. And I have a lot of people who come to me. It's like, where can we go and hike? Where can we adventure here? Because I know that's why they live there as well. That's why they bought a second home there. So I know how important it is to them. So educating myself on all of those features so I can share it with my clients is very important to me.
Yeah, well, and it shows, it really does. And I think Matt Faupel is an engineer by background, and I do think that there is something about the way that your brains work where you love to learn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love to learn.
Well,
Absolutely.
and that shows, and it also kind of translates then into kind of the luxury of peace of mind, to go back to what we were talking about before with your clients and how you're communicating that. And then also kind of the access to information that we now have, which is more than ever. So, Carmen, as we're kind of wrapping up and winding to the end of our episode here, what do you think? So we've talked about kind of the the luxury of a place, the luxury of sustainability, the luxury of peace of mind, and as you've got these incredible high net worth and ultra high net worth clients, what's the best advice that you give to them as they're looking for their next place?
Choose a good advisor who can share their knowledge, their expertise with them so they make a really good investment. Don't take it lightly. Educate yourself, and sun exposure, direction, all of those things, the way the roof lines are, the roofing material, all of those things have an impact on their enjoyment.
Oh my gosh. It's so true. It's so true. You know, I mean, because I think sometimes people just think, oh, well, this is Carmen, she's so nice and she's friendly and so I'll work with her. But it's like, it's the depth of knowledge.
Yes, the depth, yeah.
And that's really what you bring to the table.
Yeah. And it's years of experience living in this environment and learning from it and knowing how I can advise my clients and to share that with them.
Oh my gosh. Well, Carmen Carr, you embody intelligent luxury as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, thank you, Julie.
Well, thank you. Thank you for joining me. And thank you for joining us for another episode of Intelligent Luxury. We will see you next time.